Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Diamond Styles. I am the executive director of Black Trans Women's Inc. and the host and creator of Marsha's Plate Podcast, a podcast that is released every Thursday. All the links are going to be down in the bottom. Today, we are going, this is going to be like a story time. I got a story to tell y'all that I think will be quite interesting. Hey, Musa, how are you? That will be quite interesting. If you're a regular, thumbs up when you come in. If you're not and you're new joining us, thumbs up when you like something you hear. Um, yes. About to get married in August. Ow, come on, getting married. Wear it out. I am going through a divorce process. A very nice one. It's not a mean divorce process. It's a very nice one. But we just filed the paperwork this week, I think. Yeah. But congratulations. Um, Amara, Daisy. Hey, Daisy. Daisy, don't you got some like OnlyFans links or something? Post your links, girl. Post the links to your business. Um, what else? Amara Simone, don't you make clothes or something? Don't y'all got post your links? Let the people know what you do and all that kind of stuff. Let the people know what you do. See you. I don't mind that. Go for it. Long as um long as YouTube don't mind it, I don't mind it. Yes. I didn't know you had someone to put a ring on it. I actually have been married two times, actually. Yeah. Mm. Technically, most of the time that y'all have known me, I have been married. I know it's surprising because the first one, there wasn't any, by the time y'all met me, there wasn't any romance going on. And then my marriage now, this wasn't about romantic, this was about business anyway. So, yes. Android, Ashley, who else? Did I miss anybody? Um, the True Ebony Rain, baby. Uh, yeah, I got everybody. Who got popped? You gotta stay tuned and listen. We're gonna give some folks a chance to come in. It's basically a story about, scumming for trade and the trade popping the girls, honey. And we'll get into the tea. How come you never posted him on the book or the gram? Um, by the time I got on YouTube, my relationship with my first husband was almost non-existent, and then my second husband, he actually has been, we've been around together. He is a black trans man, and we have done business together many times. Yes. And so for business purposes, we got married, but we were not romantically involved. We were just, it just for both of us, it was a beneficial situation. And so now it is not beneficial anymore, and we need to end it. And we both agree. And so we're about to, because I'm trying to buy a house, and in Texas, you got to put your husband um, on your damn loan and shit, on your house and stuff like that. If you marry, bitch, get the fuck out of here. So I'm not putting anybody on my house, and so we're getting the process started. We just filed the paperwork, so I'm about to be a single woman again. Jezebel. Let's see. Wait, is this about to be story time? It is about to be story time. I swear you show the absolute best story times. Yes, it is. This is a story. Um, hey, Brianna, I love you. Um, Jenna, hey, Jenna, I love the glasses. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I got these from some store off of Facebook, and they are quite cute and sturdy. They're really sturdy. I was like, oh, this is cute. These are cute. And they're clear. Single again, back on the prowl. Right. Um, um, Errol, any advice on doing a podcast? Any advice on doing a podcast? Let's see, let's see, let's see. So don't procrastinate, just start, because it's not going to be perfect. And I know a lot of people, when they're starting new ventures, they want it to be perfect. They want it to be perfect. And if it's not perfect, they don't want to get started. No, just start, record, do what you can, and get it perfect as you go. Don't stop yourself. Just go for it. Start, get your first episode out. Because once you start, you'll get on the roll. Be consistent. Um, you don't have to have the best equipment to start out. Audio is important because it's an audio medium, but you don't have to have the best equipment, but get better equipment as you go on. You can have a great sound quality with cheap equipment, so you don't have to spend $1 million. Um, be be yourself. Don't try to mimic anything else. Thank you, thank you, thank you, baby. Um, don't try to be anybody else. Be yourself, because that is the most consistent thing that you can be. When you're trying to mimic people, over time it's gonna show that you're not being the same person that you are. Even like how you talk. Don't be trying to welcome to Marsha's Plate and hold on, and hey, oh, because over time your real voice gonna come out. So don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to put on a voice. Be you, because that actually is what people can't mimic. If you're being yourself, people can't mimic. People can't do it. That is authentically you. And so people, people who love you, they want to see you. And any kind of content that you bring, that's what it is. Um, So being consistently you is going to consistently build an audience. And don't worry about numbers at first. Don't worry about how big, particularly me. Look at me. So my podcast is a very niche podcast. I'm not ever going to expect to get as big as Joe Rogan, Joe Button. Those are cisgender men. They're going to have a way wider audience than me. I, as a Black trans woman who covers culture from a Black trans feminist lens, that's a very, very specific niche. And so it's going to be it's going to be not a very small, but a smaller group of people that is going to listen to me. So I'm not ever going to expect to have big numbers. It's like YouTube. I don't ever expect to be super, super popular on YouTube. I've been on here fucking 12 years. But if you look through my comments, and even people who kind of comment on here, there's been people who've been listening to me since they were fucking 11, who've been listening to me for this whole fucking 12 years. And so I may not have the biggest audience, but I have a faithful audience, and I have an audience that like what I do. You feel what I'm saying? They like my shit talking. They like my perspective on things. And so I'm not ever going to expect to be the biggest, popularist, blah, 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 blah. But because I do who the fuck I do what the fuck I do, I bet your favorite trans person knows who the fuck I am. So I may not be popular in the sense of celebrity, but most trans people in this country has either run across a video of mine, run across something that I've done, run across me in some kind of way, whether it be the work that I do around organizing or the work that I do around my podcast or the work that I do about, like on YouTube. If they're Black, and that's who I center. I center Black trans films. I expand a little bit when I need to, because I care about trans men. I care about gay men. I care about lesbians. I care about masculine folks, and I care about trans attracted men. So I expand a little bit, but my core, I'm centering Black trans fans. So that's what I do. And so don't worry about being the most popular person. Just do your niche. Just do what you do and service your particular audience, and people will find you. Yeah, people will find you and love that. What else? Yes, Rock, I do watch the read. That is a funny story. Let me see. Okay, we've only been on for 11 minutes. That is a funny story. So I started my podcast in 2017. And, it started off, I was getting like, every episode I was getting like 400 people listening. So, 400 people every episode. So now I'm getting about like 36, like around 35, 36 people an episode. And so, but before that, I was like, oh, how am I going to grow my audience? Because usually people who are into podcasting, they may not be into, or people who are into videos like where I had come from, YouTube, they may not be into podcasting, just listening. Because that can be two different audiences. Sometimes people transfer over, but that can be two different audiences. And so some people like to see you other than just hear you, the passive kind of entertainment that podcasting can be. And so, everybody didn't just transfer over, and then YouTube did some funky ass shit in 2018 where they just randomly deleted my channel for no reason for a year and a half and then randomly gave it back to me. That's why I'm here right now. For whatever reason. But anyway, when my first in 2018, the read, they have what is it called? Is it Strawberry Letters? I don't know what it's called. There's a section in their show where they read letters from people on the show. And so somebody wrote into Kid Fury. So I have been a Kid Fury fan since he was on YouTube, because he's an old YouTube head too. And then somebody wrote in saying, oh my God, I love the read, but do y'all know any Black trans podcasters that I can listen to that's by Black trans people? And so Kid Fury and Crystal was basically saying, you know what? We don't really know. And so everybody on Twitter were tagging us. Marsha's Play was tagging, oh, Marsha's Play, Marsha's Play, Marsha's Play, Marsha's Play, Marsha's Play. So much so that Kid Fury, first of all, he retweeted people who were mentioning us. So that brought us a lot of traffic. Then the next day, the next episode, after the next show, after that one, he got on the next day. He said, I don't know who the hell Marsha's Play is, but everybody, I need to, because everybody is talking about Marsha's Play. Everybody kept tagging Marsha's Play about the letter last week. So if you are looking for a trans podcast, Marsha's Play. That was the niche that I was feeling when I started. Now there's other trans podcasters now, like that I know now, but in 2017, 18, there wasn't any Black center. And now mind you, I'm a particular kind of Black. I'm not a respectable Black. I don't try to code switch. I ain't giving you the NPR voice. I'm a ratchet. I'm educated, but I do give you ratchet hood, and I don't clean that up. I'm a cuss. I'm gonna talk about Black shit. I'm gonna talk about pro-Black shit. it's a particular type of Black that I am. And so there wasn't any that I knew of, and I searched for them because I wanted to collab with them. There wasn't any Black trans podcasts in the arena at that time. And so, man, I was on my phone. No. I was in my bed and I was on my phone was like on, because I sleep with my phone like where my man should be. I said on the empty side of my bed. And you know what's crazy? I'm getting sidetracked. Because I don't sleep on the other side of my bed. Dude, if y'all single and y'all sleep alone, I don't even sleep on this side of my bed. I don't sleep in the middle. I sleep on the like if you're on your back, it's the left. If you're on your stomach, it's the right. That side of my bed, and I don't even sleep on this side. Do that, or do y'all sleep on the whole bed, like across the anyway? So yes, the phone was by me, and I didn't plug my phone up. For some reason this night I didn't plug my phone up, but my phone, it wouldn't be dead by the next morning. Baby, the next morning my phone was dead because it was just buzzing and buzzing. I had so many people adding me and retweeting and doing like saying, hey, they just mentioned you on the read. They just mentioned, the read got like 250,000 listeners or more on an episode. So for them to mention me and then people found me, my numbers went from me getting like 300 to 400 to me getting 24,000 on that particular episode, where I was like, what the fuck is going on? What just happened? And at that time, I knew about the read, but I wasn't just listening like that. And so, because if I'm going to keep it real, I actually love Kid Fury, and Crystal annoys me. So hearing them together, I'd be like, oh, I love him. So it's kind of like a love-hate situation because I don't always, it's just, I'm just weird like that. I love Kid, and she just annoys me sometimes. So I don't like to listen to them all the time. But Kid Fury has said my name and our show's name, and it just went up so much. And that was the first time that we got like a big tick of followers and loved, and just it started to grow. Then I did, what else happened that kind of brought me? Oh, then Pose happened. So there was nobody who was trans and Black that was doing like Pose reviews. There was nobody who was like really You remember when Pose first came out, like the very first season, it felt like the ratings weren't good, and everybody that was a part of the show was like, y'all don't be fucking complaining about not having shit for us when this literally is a trans centered show, and y'all not even fucking supporting it. Like almost like they needed to do that kind of campaign to get people to support it. And so I know me, I didn't need that. I was literally hashtagging and promoting it on my own platform. And because of that kind of visibility that I was creating, so many people of the Pose audience was watching the show and listening to my Pose reviews. And so because in my Pose reviews, I would really go into like a really deep historical dive into some of the things that they were covering in the first episode. So it was like, whoa. And so it just brought me so many people because every week I was doing a review and it was bringing me so many Pose people. So anybody who's looking at Pose and looking at trans content, of course they're gonna probably like my podcast. So it just got me so many people. Then my second year, I got a Spotify contract for Pride, and that they put us on the front. We were the only Black at the time. We were the only Black trans podcast, and because they were in this mode of centering Black trans queer people, They put our podcast on the front of their on the front of their thing for the whole Pride Month. And so we got so many new listeners and so many new followers because of that Spotify contract. And so then recently we got an uptick because I did an interview by myself with um Gender Reveal podcast, and they're led by a white trans masculine person, but because our interview got such good ratings, Apple put our interview on the front of their iTunes page. Tons of people started coming because of that. And then the last thing that was the thing before that was, of course, the illustrious T.S. Madison, that her being a black trans woman and a hood black trans woman, me doing the interview with her led to so many people finding my podcast through her. And so there's so many things that are kind of like that were accidentally happening that I say all of that. There's things that were accidentally happening that just allowed me to grow. But because I was consistent, even if I wasn't popular, I was, for the little bitty audience that I had, I was doing good content for them. So if you are looking to start a podcast, go for it, but be consistent, be yourself, and don't worry about getting the numbers at first. They will come. If you worry about making good content, people will come. And that's it. I didn't mean to get into that subject, but you asked. I hope that helped. Thumbs up. So let's get into this tea. So this is about the trade. This is story time. So if you are new to my channel, you're welcome. If you are new to my channel, you not know that I am originally from Indianapolis, Indiana. I moved to Texas in 2000, Houston, Texas in 2007. I moved via Mississippi because I had moved in with my mom, and my mom, rest her soul. During that time, she was battling her addiction, and she had a relapse, and tons of crazy stuff happened, and I end up being homeless because she wasn't paying the bills, and I was giving her the money, and she was smoking the shit up. That's just keeping it gutter. I was giving her the money for the bills, and she wasn't paying the bills. And so, honey, I wake up one morning, honey, the sheriff and the landlady is knocking on the door. Y'all motherfuckers got to get up out of here. And I'm like, whoa, what happened? We paid you. And she was like, no, y'all haven't. Y'all ain't paid me in 4 months. And I'm looking at my mother like, now, bitch. Now I know I done gave you this rent money. What the fuck is happening? And so, come to find out, she was smoking it up and blah, blah, blah. I love my mama, but there's some trauma around it, girl. And so anyway, I end up basically homeless, but I end up convincing the lady, hey, give me like 2 days to figure out what I'm going to do, and we'll be out of here. And she was like, all right, I'll be back in 3 days. So this is like a Monday, and she was like, I'm going to come back on Thursday. So my circumstances at the time, I was in a relationship with a down low nigga who basically was like, you can't stay with me because my brothers stay with me and I don't want my tea out. And he says, but if you find you a place in Houston, I'll pay the rent for 3 months. So that's the situation I was in. I had a nigga who was down low, who didn't give a fuck about me enough to let me stay with him, but he cared about me enough to pay for my rent for 3 months. And I didn't really have a support system at the time. I was me, myself, and I. So I had to take what I could get. So I was in the Black Planet chat room. This is how This is back in '07. I was in a Black Planet chat room, and I was I was in there, and there was this girl who would you ever be interested in doing ancestral DNA? I already done it. I think I already did a video on it. Caused so much drama in my life, but also appreciate the knowledge. Yes, I think I already did a video on it. You got to go back. It's been a while. I think it's like one of my first videos when I came back, when they just reactivated my account. So you got to go back and check it out. Where was I at? So yes, I was in the Black Planet chat room. And was your boyfriend already in Houston? Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He had got a supervisor position at the Goodyear chemical plant in Beaumont, Texas. So he was actually in Beaumont. He wasn't in Houston at all. But Beaumont is like a suburb of Houston, closer toward Louisiana. Anyway, so I was in the Black Planet chat room so in that 3 days that she was like, you got 3 days to figure something out. I was in the chat room because I was trying to make some money because I was escorting. So this is how I used to escort. So I used to have ads up. Of course, you had, my fucking Craigslist. You had E-Rolls, Craigslist, E-Rolls. Was Backpage popping back then at that time? I don't know. I don't know what Backpage was doing, but the shit that was making me the most coins was E-Rolls and Craigslist at the time. It was another little weird little one called City Vibes. This little weird little escort site called City Vibes. And for some reason, I was cleaning up off of City Vibes. But anyway, and then there used to be this site called two sites that were kind of obscure, but they would give me all kinds of money. Shemale Escort Review. I used to get so much money off there because my reviews used to be sickly. So much money. Shemale Escort Review, and anybody who escorts that's as old as I am, y'all probably remember this stuff. And then there was one called T-Girl Tour or T-Girl Tour or something. I can't. T-Girl Tour. It was ran by this girl named Vicky, and she used to put all the girls on her site, and it used to be free. And we used to get so many clients off of there. It used to be my sickening. Vicky used to have us on there, and I used to get so many clients. Not as much as like escort and E-Rolls and Craigslist, but she used to give me some coins. I used to live for her, and I might need to send. Let me put that in my notes. I might need to send Vicky some money because she blessed me at that time, and I wanted to give her a little coin for her blessing. Put that in my notes. Vicky. Oh, honey, she deserved a little bit a coin for what she used to do. Couldn't afford to give her nothing back then, but I can give her something now. Let me put it in my notes on a to-do list, baby. So anyway, so yeah, so it was these sites. So in that 3 days, I was like, bitch, I need to make sure my sites is popping. So that's what I would do with the sites would be popping. But I also would get on the straight sites. So, with the tranny sites, you got your flat rates and da-da-da, they're going to call you blah, blah, blah. But on the straight sites like Black Planet, the sites that are not escort sites, but you can turn them into escort sites like POF, Black Planet, Urban Chat at the time, BGC, any type of straight site, Mocha, MySpace, blah, 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 blah. I hustle on everything that I do. Your prices just got to adjust. You can't be, sometimes you can pop off with some motherfucking sickening high prices. Adult Friend Finder, yes, word out. All these sites. And so I would, the prices adjust. It can't be, it can't be You can't be charging like $400 or $500, $300, $400, $500 like on Eros because these little, niggas ain't gonna be having that. Plus, they ain't on there looking. Sometimes they will. Don't get it twisted. Sometimes they will, but they not gonna always have it. You can make you a quick little 150, 100, quick to get you some coins in between your big clients. So, and it takes up so much time. And what's crazy is now that I'm older, the patience that it takes to do this type of stuff, baby, I don't have the patience. But for some reason, when I was younger, probably because that's all I had at the time, I had the patience to sit all day and go back and forth and negotiate with niggas, man. And so you would negotiate, this is what we're gonna do, all this kind of shit. So, you send them your prices, you can tell by what they asking. But the good thing about when you're doing it on the sites, you get to see what they look like. So it'd be fine ass niggas. It don't just be clients, clients, sometimes they be fine, sometimes they don't be fine, sometimes they be young, sometimes clients, you don't know what the fuck. You don't know what the fuck you gonna get. It's just, do you got my right nigga? But on these sites, you get to see what they looking like. So sometimes they be on point. You be like, hey, this is how much I charge. And so, some of them be mad, but I don't give a fuck about the mad ones. You can be mad all you want. We done talking. And then I move on to the motherfucker who is talking about spending some money. And so what happens is you'll just get this big clientele of people that when they see you online and they horny, they hit you up and, hey, look, can I come through? So that's what I was doing, honey. Had internet on my phone, on it. So I'm trying to use these 3 days to build up my money, so I can figure out like where I'm going to stay. So while I'm in the chat room of Black Planet, I forgot about Yahoo Chat, baby. Y'all remember when Yahoo had sickening chat rooms? Yes, on Yahoo Messenger. Oh, I used to clean up on the chat rooms. Anyway, that's where me and Madison met. Me, Madison, TS Sexy J, TS Eve. We all used to be in there. Word it out, getting our life. Anyway, God, those were the good old days before the Butch Queens learned about motherfucking Craigslist and they start dressing up in drag just to get a coin. This was the good old days when you tell the trade that your rate is 250, 300, and they like, oh, okay. They ain't nickel and diamond. They ain't talking about, oh, the other girl that I saw, she was $60. Oh my God, your price is too high. Not this, y'all don't know nothing about that. This is the good old days when you can set your rates and the clients will just come with your rates without no tea. This is a whole different era, baby. Oh, y'all know nothing about that. Honey. It's just a whole different situation. The old heads know what's up. Whole different situation. Before the street girls start coming online. The street girls start bringing that street mentality where I just get what I can. All of that. So a whole different situation. Can I get an amen? Right. So anyway, so I'm in the chat room and this girl is in there. And so I'm a little advanced. I'm like 26. So I'm in this $40 era now, right? This $40 era I can't deal. You might as well go get a motherfucking regular ass underpaid job. So I'm in this room, and this girl from Houston goes to my page, this trans girl, goes to my page, and she says, hey, who did your body work? Because I think I had been pumped by that time by Dr. Milena, maybe like twice. Yeah, I had been to Dr. Milena 2 times. So anybody who knows, I've talked about this before. Dr. Milena in Tijuana is who did my silicone. The majority, like fucking 90% of my silicone is done by Dr. Milena. And so I have been to Dr. Milena like twice. And this is, let me talk about the good old days then. This is when Dr. Milena used to charge, $50 and $60 for the little Gerber bottles. They about this big. They look like little Gerber bottles. Why can't I say Gerber? Gerber bottles. Like Gerber bottles. Gerber bottles. And they used to be 50 for the lower and 60 for the top, honey. And so cute little price. You can go get filled up, baby, for a cute little, not even $1,000, bring you $800, baby. He's filling you up. And so much so, Dr. Milena used to be like, baby, no, you can't get no more. Because I would bring like 1,200. Just, honey, what can you give me? What can you do? So he would fill you up and then be like, So I think I had been to him twice, filled up both times. And yeah, so she saw the glory of my results. I'm in fucking I'm 26. To me, this is when I'm in my prime, bitch. I'm slim, ass fat, waist small. Honey, I'm 26 looking fine as motherfucking wine, bitch. I'm feeling like, hey, that girl. And she sees the glory of the doll. And she was like, damn, bitch, who did your body? And I was like, oh, I went to Mexico. And so now this is a part of me that's not like the old head girls. If somebody hit me up and be like, oh, okay, let me get the connect to your body person, I'll be like, sure, here's a number. If you want me to take you, all you got to do is pay for my ticket. I ain't going to charge you for the number. I ain't going to charge you for the connect. Just bet if you want me to, I can direct you if you don't want me to go with you. But if you want somebody to go with you, I'll go with you. And, you just got to pay for my ticket. I ain't about to pay for my ticket to go get your body done. And I think that's fair. So when I told her that, when I said, here's a number, and I told her about she was like, damn, I'll buy your ticket. My dad works for Continental, and I can get us tickets for like $50. So hell yeah, I want somebody to go with me because I don't know how to get down there, and none of my friends do. So shit, you done been down there. Shit, yeah. And I was like, well, she was like, when do you want to go? Because we can go now. Because she was escort too, and she had her coins. I said, well, I'm kind of in a situation where, I got to figure out where I'm going to stay because I ain't got nowhere to stay because I didn't give her all my business, but I'm basically telling her I'm in the process of finding me a place to stay. And Miss Thing said, oh, baby, you can stay with me. I live in Houston. I was like, look at God. Look at God. So I go to, I say, well, shit, I need to get to Houston. Houston was where my man was living at the time. And this can work out. And he already said, if I go stay with her for a little bit, he already said he'll pay 3 months of my rent up. So I'm like, okay, Houston sounds like it's going to be the option. And so same story, but side note, because I want to tell this story just because let you know how shady the trade is. And so I call my Aunt Georgia. My Aunt Georgia is, my Aunt Georgia lives in New Orleans. Now, mind you, I could have stayed with my Aunt Georgia, but my Aunt Georgia is one of those family members that they are affirming. They use the right pronouns. They, they respect my transition, but I can't stay with her. Our personalities are like oil and water. And so she's just somebody that I could have stayed with, but no, girl, we would be in there boxing and I just can't. We done tried to do this before and no, we can't. Our personalities are too clashy. And one of the reasons why we, there was ability for me to read your ass is because she never was in a position of power to, we were always on equal ground. where, honey, we can read and go head to head. If it gets ugly like that. And so, but if I'm living in your house, that's a whole different position of power. I couldn't stay with my my aunt. So my aunt said, so my boyfriend was like, oh, so my boyfriend is from New Orleans but lives in Houston, Beaumont area. And he was like, well, I'll come and get you. And I was like, well, come and get me from New Orleans because my aunt Georgia can bring me from Jackson, Mississippi, where we were staying, to New Orleans. And that's just a shorter trip for you to take me from New Orleans to Houston. And so when my aunt Georgia picks me up, she gets my stuff, and we get my stuff, and we head out to New Orleans. It's like an hour and a half away. And so we get to New Orleans. Do you know my boyfriend wanted my aunt Georgia, wanted my family, because they lived in New Orleans? This is my young and dumb days, and I'm with a down low nigga, hood, down low, super trade, masculine. Y'all know the type. Definitely wouldn't deal with this now, but at the time, young, dumb, you live and you learn. Do you know this nigga was so on the fucking DL that he wanted me to tell my family to drop me off at a Walmart parking lot with my stuff so that they wouldn't see him because they were in New Orleans. They were from New Orleans and he might know them. So, nigga, you want them to drop me off at some random Walmart with my stuff just so you can come, let them pull off and you come because you on the fucking DL? Nigga, if you don't get the fuck up out of here, bitch, like I went off. Like, nigga, if you don't get the fuck up out of here, you is not, I just went off. But I was in this situation. And this is a perfect example of how sometimes trans women can be in such difficult situations that sometimes the options that they have are very limited. And so in this moment, I couldn't stay with my aunt because that would have been a whole crazy situation. My mom had relapsed, so there was nowhere to go here. At this time, there's no family that I can fuck with. Because of my transness, there's no family that I can fuck with. And I can't even play the let me detransition for a week or two, because, honey, I got whole big C titties at the time. And so there, in this situation, I just was in a, what Stoney say and set it up. I'm in a bind, Nate. I'm in a bind. I need what TT say. I need this money. Frankie, I need this money. I was all of those things. I was TT and Stoney. I'm in a bind, Nate. And so, but I still had some type of fucking pride, and I just went off of him. I'm like, this is not the fucking time for you to be playing these motherfucking down low ass fucking games. You like literally why he's in the parking lot. He is literally why he's giving me this conversation. He's in the parking lot, and we are in the parking lot of the Walmart, bitch. And he doesn't want to come get my shit. And I was like, all right, Georgia, take me to your house. Because that's how I was ready to stop fucking with him. Because I was going to end up staying with my Aunt Georgia, which I didn't want to do. And so once I put my foot down, it was like, nigga, you got me fucked up. If you that fucking down low, get the fuck out of here. Like, leave. Go home. And so he was like, fuck it. Come on. So he pulls his truck up to my Aunt Georgia's car. Now, my Aunt Georgia is late and tired. Because she hears the conversation. My Aunt Georgia is loud, ghetto, from Chicago, me, in a cisgender woman. And she gets out the car. She's like, boy, ain't nobody worried about you. And don't nobody know your ass. if you ashamed of what you now, this is cisgender woman. If you ashamed of what you doing, you shouldn't be doing it. Now she making it all worse. Shut the fuck up and get in the car. So she's being tired. Not that she's not being real and telling the truth, but girl, this is not the time. And so he pulls my he gets my shit out of my aunt's car, and him and my aunt's boyfriend James, which is really what was making it uncomfortable. If it was my aunt, if it was just my aunt, it might have been kind of cool. But my aunt's husband has the same last name as my boyfriend, as my husband at that whole little situation. So they have the same last name. So and they from New Orleans, so it really could be easy for them to have been family and know each other and all this kind of stuff. So really, it was James being there that was the whole little situation. So anyway, this isn't. I ain't even got to the part about the trade popping. Oh, we got tons of time. Anyway, so they switched my shit from my Aunt George's car to the boys. Switch my stuff to his car. So we get on the highway down Highway 10 from Louisiana to Houston. While I'm in the car with him, we arguing. You know, it ends up toning down because this is like a 4 to 5 hour trip from New Orleans to Houston. The girl who said I can stay with her. It's about let me see. It's about by the time we leave New Orleans, it's about 4 in the morning. Is it 4 in the morning? Yeah, it's about 4 in the morning by the time we leave New Orleans. And so by the time we get to Houston, it's like 9 in the morning. So I'm calling her and she's not answering the phone, man. I'm like, oh shit. Now, mind you, we met on a chat. So really, it could be all bullshit. For real. Because, you know, it's a chat room. It can all be catfish. It could all be late. You feel what I'm saying? So she's not answering her phone. So I'm like, shit. But mind you, because I had made some money in those 3 days, I was just gonna have to get a hotel room. And well, he would have got my hotel room. So he would have got the hotel room. So that wouldn't have been an issue. But I didn't want, because we have been arguing, at this point, I really want to say fuck him. Like, I want y'all to get where my mind was at. So because of this situation with him and my aunt, and because of some of the shit that I had been dealing with him, and because of the situation that I was in, I was over everybody. I was over my mom. I was over my aunt. I was over even my little motherfucking brother. I was over so many people that I was actually ready to say fuck him. And so I just needed a ride to Houston. And so if push came to shove, I would have just paid for my hotel room and then put my ads up and hustle, honey. If I had to go out, the hostro in Houston is called, the street hostro was Club Creek and Woodfair. I would have went out there. Whatever I needed to do to get myself on my feet, that's what I was gonna do. This is what it was. And so, but I wanted to say fuck him at this time. And so she's not answering the phone, and I'm like, fuck. But she had gave me her address, not the address directly to her apartment. She gave me the address to her apartments, but not the apartment number. So I could get to the apartment, but I couldn't get to her number. And so she's not answering the phone. Now, mind you, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. So now I'm worried. And so he ends up getting a room, right? He ends up getting a room. This is a whole different story that I'm telling y'all. I wasn't supposed to go into this much detail, but we got time anyway. So he ends up getting a room, and you know, we go in there, we get in the room. it's awkward as fuck because he's trying to get me in the mood to hook up, and I'm totally over him. I'm not in the mood to do any kind of sexual shit with you after all this bullshit. No, this is late. This is late and whack. I'm not feeling it. None of that. I'm so uncomfortable with everything that's happening today that no. This chick I don't know is not answering the phone. Damn, why she sent me through this? Blah, 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 blah. All that kind of shit. And then I'm really ready to cut you off for real, for real. So all of a sudden, while we in this hotel room, it's about 11 o'clock. Remember I told you I was calling her at 9. So 2 hours later, she calls me back. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, girl. I've been asleep. I'm on whole time. I don't be up early in the morning. We be up late at night. Yes, ma'am. True. Motherfuckers don't be up at 8, 9. Oh, real hoes don't be up that time. So mama said I was asleep. I apologize. She was like, oh, the address is right, but my apartment number is boom. So I go and he drops me off at her apartment. He's shitty because we didn't get to hook up. And you done pay for this room. So we go pay for we go put my stuff in her apartment. Her name is Bray. She is a girl from Hawaii. She is Hawaiian and El Salvadorian. El Salvadorian. Yeah, so she's Hawaiian and El Salvadorian. And so she's a pretty girl. Like she's pretty. Like she's she doesn't have, how they can be like they like a lot of Latinx girls be before, they get some work done. They'll have they can have a cute face, but their body will be, they built like a fucking built like SpongeBob SquarePants. You know how the women in their family in that culture be built like Kenmore fridges where little bitty hips and her shape wasn't right. But she had a pretty face, she had long hair, so she had a lot going on. She had, she had enough going on, and she was like 19. And so I was looking at her, I was like, okay, this is something I can work with. This is something I can work with. And so as far as like her transition, because she was looking for guidance in her physical transition. So that's why I'm giving this tea. And so put myself down, super, super nice. And yeah, so I send Trey on the way. I see him going, all right, baby, blah, 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 blah. At this point, I built like a wisdom tooth. Yes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There's some Latinx women with some sickening bodies, but y'all know them the regular ones. Them fresh off the boats. Y'all know. Y'all know them ones that's built like honey. Yeah, wisdom tooth. Y'all know what the tea is. And so I stay with her. And so I stay with Bray from November 15th to December 16th. This is 1 month. You feel what I'm saying? 1 month. So the ordeal between me and Bray, the timeline is 1 month. So when I hook up my computer, so this is the time I did not have a laptop. I had a nasty old real, a nasty old, I literally still have this computer in my closet in the back. A literal hard drive, baby. And so we plug it in. She had another girl live on her, another black girl named Boo. Boo was like 400 pounds. She was like 6 foot. No, not 6 foot. She was like 5'6". So she was relatively short, but she was like 400 pounds. So she had two couches. She had a long couch, the one that could seat three people, and then one to seat two people. Boo took up the whole two people seat, and I just was asleep because I was a tall girl. I would sleep on the long one, and she had her man living there. No, she wasn't giving Precious. Boo was way prettier than Precious. Boo was a big girl, but she was gorgeous. She was pretty. It's pretty and fish. She was definitely obesity plus, but gorgeous. Mug was sitting. She was just, she was a big girl at the time. And so yeah. So in this one bedroom apartment. Is this a story about the Hawaiian girl with HIV? Yes, this is Bray. Yes. I'm yes, going into that. Not the HIV part, because I already told that part. Because she has passed away at this point. Rest in peace, Bray. And so in this house is me, her man, Boo, and me. Yeah, me, her man, Boo, and Bray. So all four of us in a small ass one bedroom apartment. So because I have lived with people before, because I have been through the experience of staying with people and hearing about people staying and people staying with my mama, there is certain etiquette that I feel like when you stay with people that you just have to do. Number one, you have to clean up after yourself. And you're really, really good if you clean up after everybody because that makes you helpful. Also, contribute to some bills, contribute to some food, contribute in some kind of way to help the person who you stand with to lighten up their load. Like that is just a rule of thumb. When I'm staying with people, now I know people don't always have these rules of thumb. People will come stay with you and run your light bill up, be nasty, don't want to clean, bring motherfuckers over your house. It's just blah. So I've never been that person where I stay with people and didn't do anything. So when I came in, I came with a coin. So I filled up the refrigerator. I spent about $200 on groceries, filled up the whole refrigerator. So she didn't have to spend her food stamps. Boom. I actually went and bought food stamps from this chick in the hood. I bought some stamps from her. So, we had food galore. Everybody was eating good. Everything cool. And I'm a southern ass bitch. What her Millie Jackson say? I can burn. So I cook my ass off. These motherfuckers can't cook. They was raised in a way that they didn't have to learn how to cook. Now Boo, she could cook a little bit, but because she was a boy, the boy in a house of sisters. One of the ways that her family, like her mama and shit, repressed her transness or her femininity is they didn't let her do none of the girl stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Yes. Yeah, we already talked about them. Kareem. Not on this one, but the last live. And so anyway, so she didn't really know how to cook that well either, because her mom and dad didn't let them, cook or whatever. And then her mom had passed away, and she was just kind of living with her sister and on the streets and kind of like surviving because she didn't have any family because her mom and dad had passed away. And so her older sister or younger sister, it was a chess. I don't know if she was older or younger. I can't remember. So anyway, they didn't know how to cook. So I cooked, I cleaned, I bought groceries, and I gave her the rent money for that month. Her rent was, because her father worked for Continental in these apartments, because they were by the airport, they give you a discount. So her rent was $425 for that one bedroom. And so, boom. So I bought groceries for the month. I paid the rent for the month. And, I'm a clean person. So the house was clean. So in that process, because I was new to the city, they are introducing me to Houston. Like they're introducing me to all the straight clubs. They are introducing me to all the gay clubs. They're introducing me to the queer people that they know. And so this is a whole new world. At this point in my life, um, I hadn't been to a southern city that was this big. So I had been to northern cities like Chicago and lived, New York, Boston, California, like LA and San Diego. I had been to those, but a big southern city. This is my first big southern city that I had come to live. Like I had been to Atlanta, but I never ever liked Atlanta. And so came to Houston. Oh my God, just by far, like one of my favorite cities at the time, still is. That's why I live here. One of my favorite cities that I have ever lived in, because all the little things that I like about humanity are abundant in Houston. So I love the South. I love the vibe of the South. I know the South has like a bad reputation with, conservative and, politically, but because of that, Black people have a big, and plus a lot of most of the Black people in the country live in the South. So the Black community is really thriving. Well, I don't want to say thriving, but you know what I mean. Is really there's tons of Black folks in these southern cities, and so the community you'll find community within these southern cities. So it gives you the vibe of the South. So it gave me the Southern vibe that I loved about Mississippi, but it also gave me the city vibe, a city where you got shit to fucking do. Where in these country ass states like fucking Mississippi, Alabama, shit like that, it ain't fucking shit to do because you in these fucking small ass podunk towns. And so in Houston, there was just so much to do. The queer community was fucking huge, but it was segregated. Unlike other cities where it was like all mixed up, da da da. Honey, the Black queers hung with the Black queers, the Black lesbian hung with the Black lesbians, the white lesbians hung, the white gays. It was really segregated here. It still is like that, kind of. And so, which I kind of like. And so, the niggas was chocolate as fuck. It was like where I'm from, it's a bunch of pretty ass yellow bones. Like when you go up north, of course it's some chocolate boys, but down here it's abundant, the type of chocolate I like. And so everything that I loved about the South was in Houston abundantly. And so I loved it. I loved everything about it. So Bray used to love to go to the straight club because, she was 19. She was in this stage of her life where, baby, honey, I'm a woman, baby. I'm not going to the gay club. I'm going to the straight club. And, I had already went through that stage in my life. And so, yes, girl, let's go pump it with the straight boys. Let's work it out. And so me and her would go. Boo didn't like doing it because Boo was kind of scary. But me and Bray had this blue, it was like a real pretty blue 2-door, maybe like a Grand Prix or something. Maybe like a Grand Prix. It's a 2-door Grand Prix or something. Something like that. Think about that. So blue. And we would drive to this club. So this club is called Third Coast. It was like a motherfucking hole in the wall. It was like a fucking like an after hours spot. The vibe is when you ordering drinks, you don't even get your motherfucking drinks in glass. It's in those red cups that you get like at Black family reunion picnics. You get those little red cups and they pour your drink in there. And this is how ratchet and hood this place is. So cool. I done been in places like this, so let's come on through. So the first time we go, when you come in, they gotta search you for guns and shit. So they separate the boys from the girls. So that's the first test of your fish, girl. If they clock you as a boy, you in the South, they gonna put you with the boys. So, honey, yeah, are you that girl or you not that girl? So me and Bray go through, and they put us with the girls. Da, 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 da. So we both get through. We go into the club. Boom, 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 boom. We go into the club. We get our life. Bray is feeling herself, right? Bray is feeling herself, feeling love. Everything is joyous. I'm getting my life. I'm sipping. I'm looking sickening. She's looking sickening. Everything is going fine. Everything is going great. So this is the first time I went to this club. Now, mind you, I'm not worried about getting clocked. I'm not worried about getting clocked because at this point in my life, I felt like, you know, my fish was pretty on point. You feel what I'm saying? Pretty on point. I'm good. So, but you never know when your clock is going to happen. You feel what I'm saying? Even if you're secure, you never know when a clock might happen. And in this situation, the situation is I am in a city that I have nobody, no family, no nothing. And I'm with a girl who I've never been in a tight spot with. It's different. Like, y'all know my best friend. She be in here all the time. Ty. Me and her grew up together. I knew if some shit popped off wherever we was, we fighting our motherfucking way out of here. That's we gonna be back to back, banging, boom, 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 boom. We about to twirl. That's who the fuck she is, and that's who the fuck I am. So there's a certain security that happens when you got your right hand bitch with you wherever you go. Because if some shit pop off, we gonna pop off. We both gonna be in jail. We gonna both be beat up. We gonna turn this motherfucker out. That's what it was. And so there's a security that comes in that. There's a security that came with her. And I had other friends like my friend Mario, all this kind of stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what we do. And so it was a security. I'm in a situation where I don't know if this bitch is even a twirler. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know her. I just met her 2 weeks ago in a black chat. I don't know if this bitch is a twirler or not. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know what she is. Like, because there hasn't been anything to test that. And so there was in the back of my head a little nervousness because what if some shit pop off? Now, this is the first time we go out. Nothing pops off. All right. It was so sickening that we want to go back the next week to Third Coast, right? So when we come back the week, we get back to the house. We telling Boo, one of her friends, one of her homegirls, just get out of prison. Her name is Quinn. Quinn is like, from pictures that I've seen, Quinn used to look like Rick Ross, but she'd be big like Rick Ross. And then she went to prison. She got bulimic, and when I saw her, she looked like a tall ass piece of fish. Like from the neck down, her body was sickening. She was tall as hell, so she was like 6'5", maybe 6'6". I don't know. She was tall as hell. But from the neck down, like her body was fucking sickening. Thick ass thighs, booty fat, everything looked just proportionate. And so pictures of her back in the day, I didn't even believe was her. Like, I mean, I was like, what? Bitch, what? But whatever happened to her in prison or, you know, from the whole little process, it did her sickening because she was a tall girl, but from the neck down, she was fucking a bad bitch. And she dressed sickening. Now, from the neck up, It was clock, but it wasn't ugly. It was clock. I felt like more on the. She's an old school girl, so she painted herself like a fucking drag queen. So like fucking black cut creases, like putting the motherfucking like black radiance all over your face, and then baking it in. Before baking was popular on YouTube, we talk about old school baking where they motherfucking taking blow dryers and baking it into their skin so it looking super smooth, like a drag queen smooth. And so she would paint, and then she's doing cut creases and lashes and big ass drag ponytails. It just was a type of girl that didn't know how to tone it down to be on a fish level. She was doing shit that fucking drag queens do. Showgirl exactly, Brianna. Showgirl makeup where you can't be out like that. And so you y'all know how Black Radiance was, Black Opal, Black Radiance, all that shit. So and it'll be that old, remember that old Zuri powder that was fucking too that was too red on dark skinned girl skin because we didn't have the options as black girls now, especially a dark skinned girl. We didn't have the options in colors and powders as we do now. And so if you didn't, girl. So she was a darker skinned girl, and so she would put that Zuri powder on. So sometimes she'll be looking red, like weird, and then sometimes she'll be looking gray. Just we know that battle, and so it just wasn't right. But me and Bray come home that night, and so that whole week we talking, how the trans girls get to, we kiki and talking about the experience. So we talking about the experience of the club. And so we talk about how the niggas was being, the niggas was on us. It was a love fucking experience. I loved it. It was amazing. It was fun. And so I hadn't had that kind of experience in a while. And so, especially in Houston. So I was like, oh, this is cute. Because we had been going to gay clubs. We had been going to fucking Big Yo's and Martinis, and it was just a bunch of gay shit. And I was like, where is the niggas at? I see them, but I know where they at. And so, so we telling Bray, me and Bray is telling the story with Taboo and Quinn, because Quinn done came and visit, So now Quinn is like, oh shit. Quinn is like, oh shit. I want to go with y'all next time. That's my hood. I know a bunch of niggas that go to Third Coast because that's my hood. That's why I grew up. They know me. So I'm like, so sure, you can go. But I ain't as mature at this time. I ain't as mature as I am now. So going out to the straight clubs with the clocky girls, I wasn't in that mind space. I'm very much like, ooh, let me sit this one out. Y'all go by yourself. So I thought that wasn't a good idea. So I tell Bray on the low, like, look, we had a good time because for real, I was scared that she was gonna get clocked. But this is my theory. Don't quote me, but this is my theory. I feel like, to be honest, you are more easily clocked by your own race than another girl from another race coming into your race. She can get through because they're not used to looking at their type of women. And so where she might be clocky on to some level, when she come in your people's spaces, they may not clock her. You see what I'm saying? So we going in the hood with niggas. I feel like because she was this Hawaiian girl, and you know how black niggas, they love bitches with long hair and Mexican hoes and da-da-da-da-da-da. So when she coming into the space, even though I can see some of the clockiness in her, these niggas ain't clocking it because they're not used to seeing they type of bitches. Because when she would be in her type of bitches, when we go into her spaces, niggas was wearing her out. The little Mexican tribe will be wearing her out. clocking her. But when she would get into the dudes, into the, you know, the bros, and, you know, in the black spaces, honey, they would go in, they would live for her. They would live, wouldn't clock, she would get through. So that's what it was. So I was kind of worried about her at first because everywhere we went prior to this, it was, you know, either gay or we would go to places where her family was, and it would be like a little Mexican family or whatever. And so, and if she would be getting clocked all the time, all the time. And we had a little incident. All right, so go back to the story. Anyway, so yeah, so that's, I thought she was going to get clocked. So I was like, but she didn't get clocked. So I'm telling her, okay, well, me and you got through. I know Quinn ain't going to get through. And not only is she not going to get through, because she's sitting here dressed like she on audition tape for RuPaul's Drag Race. No, I know she's not going to get through. That's number one. And number two, she's sitting here telling us that the niggas know her. So if they know this is old boy, remember we went to school with him, he a girl now, and we come in with this bitch, get clocked by association. So this doesn't sound like this gonna be good as it was when we was by ourselves. Cause we not from here. Bitch, you from Hawaii, I'm from motherfucking Indiana. We kind of new heads in this motherfucker. They don't know us. Ain't no history. They didn't go to high school with us. These is native Houston bitches. So I'm telling Bray, I don't really think this is gonna work out. So yeah, there's an extra trauma in transition locally. Yes, absolutely. They remember you. Motherfucker, I was in elementary with these niggas. We was kissing in the cubby at nap time in kindergarten with these niggas. So they know what the tea is. But yes. So in between the time that we plan to go again, me and Bray go into this situation. How much time I got? Okay. Me and Bray go into Bray meet this dude off of MySpace, and I'm not gonna make this part really long. Bray meet this fine ass black dude off of MySpace. He has a dude at his house, and so Bray says, "I want to go meet this nigga, but he has another dude there. Can you go with me so it won't be like a third wheel thing? You can entertain him, and I entertain him." And I was like, "What does the other nigga look like? Is he the ugly one? Like, what am I gonna come in here getting into?" And so I don't mind if he's the ugly one, if you just want to have the trade, but let know that you're coming in there and you're having them get the nut off, and then we're going home. And I'm gonna sit and with him and not have him, but if he's late, blah 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 blah. Just know, don't be fucking making it a honeymoon. Get him in, get him out. And so we get to the dude's house. His name is Sean. We get to Sean's house, and now mind you, why we are in this situation is Sean knows the tea, but Sean's friend doesn't know the tea. So clock that. So Sean, when Sean comes to the car, now I gotta say this about Bray. She's a pretty girl, but she's one of them girls that her pictures are her, but her pictures are an illusion. Y'all know those type of girls where it ain't no Facetune and all this shit that we got now, but her angles, where she cropped the picture, it is her and it's her face, but what you get in person ain't necessarily what you gonna get in. Damn, it's 74 people in here. Why y'all not thumbsing up? Hey. What you gonna get in the picture It's not. It's not catfish though. I don't want you to get. It's not catfish to the point where if you see her, you're not gonna know who she is. No, it's not that. It's just smoke and mirrors, baby. And so when he comes to the car and see her, you know how when trade come up, you can immediately feel their disappointment. That's what happens. Like for whatever reason, whatever he saw, he was disappointed in the situation. And you can tell by his manner with the situation. And so I'm sitting over there like, ooh, in the passenger seat. And so he was like, well, come on, y'all gonna come in? Or y'all can come in and chill. Blah, 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 blah. She picks up the vibe. I pick up the vibe. We don't say it. This is all unspoken. But you can tell the vibe is not where it was supposed to be. But then me and his energy started to connect. Clock that. But baby, I'm a black girl, baby. He a hood nigga. He gonna this gonna feel like home, baby. Just so you know. So the energy gonna be there. Just so you know. But y'all know with two trans women, when we talking about, you know, we ain't really cool like that. And it can get real witchy. Jealousy is right there waiting, like, hey, what? You like you better than me? Huh? Oh shit. It's right there waiting. And so we go in the house. And mind you, it's another dude in there. And so when we go into the house, I'm assuming that the other dude was gonna be ugly. First of all, Sean is fine. Sean is fine. Fine by himself. Fine. The other dude, in the face, he's not as sickening as Sean, not ugly at all. But that motherfucking body, he has like an average, like a 7 face. Sean got like a fucking 9, 10 face. But this dude, his name is Duck. His face is like a 7, but that motherfucking body is a 12. He like 6'4". Woo! So when I see him, now Sean is like 5'11". So I'm 5'11". So we like around the same height. So when I see him, I'm like, oh, this bitch done brought me to a smorgasbord. Because I'm already feeling the vibe with Sean. I can tell Sean lives for me. And I'm gonna add another element to it. This some colorism shit. So she a Hawaiian Mexican girl. She used to hanging out with black girls that are darker than me. So and she likes black dudes. So how black dudes are gonna respond to your Mexican ass because of how colorism works is gonna be different if you with a darker skinned black girl and you. Because of how colorism works. But she ain't never been with a light-skinned black girl. And so that colorism shit don't work with me because I'm lighter, actually lighter than you. So it doesn't benefit you in your favor. You got this long, pretty Hawaiian hair, but I'm a light-skinned bitch too. And so how they treat you, that colorism shit, it's gonna mess with these niggas' brain because you actually darker than me. So those games that you can, that pooching, that light-skinned Mexican girl pooching that you can do on the darker-skinned black girls, don't fucking play with me. You can't do that with me. Cause these niggas, I know how they work. I know how colorism work in these motherfuckers. And this ain't gonna compute. And that's what she was confusing. That's what she thought she was gonna she thought she was gonna pooch on me. Because she had these things. But bitch, get the fuck out of here. I felt like home. So Sean was mesmerized, living for me, living. Come into the place, see Duck, he fine as hell. So because I can tell that their vibe was off, I had a wonderful gay mother. I had a wonderful gay mother. You feel what I'm saying? So she taught me how to neutralize all this shit. That's the best thing about my gay mom. Not the best thing. She had other great qualities too. But when it comes to niggas, we didn't have any issues in our early days of how we maneuver niggas. Bitch, if he like you and I want to have him, bitch, I'm going to have him too. However it goes down, we don't give a fuck who. Everybody having everybody, bitch. We don't need no room for jealousy. If you want the dick, we can suck the dick at the same time, bitch. The point is to have the trade. That's the point. That's the point. And so she taught me how to neutralize the situation. So when I come in the room, because now at this point, because I'm a nasty ass bitch, I'm trying to get all the dicks in the room. And I know she want to get the dick. She want to sit here and act funny and act because he not giving her the life that she used to getting. Because you're not the Mexican Hawaiian Barbie doll in this situation no more. You ain't getting the life. So she want to sit over here with her arms folded and be giving I'm stuck up and light skin, pretty girl, No, I'm a nasty bitch and the dicks is being had. So I don't know what you about to do, but this dick, this 6'4" chocolate buff nigga, this dick is about to come out, and I don't know what you about to do, but that one's gonna come out too. So you either need to pull it out, or I'm gonna pull it out for you, and you're gonna either be involved with it or you're not gonna be involved with it. But this is what we're about to do. So I get to flirting with the boy, and I also learned from my gay mom, work fast. Don't let this. If you're in the process, if you're in the process of having, and you don't want no tea discussed, work fast. Get the dicks out. Don't sit there and settle and let the shit marinate. No, be nasty. So we get to. I get to talking nasty. So because this is not my party. Remember, I'm not the girl who was invited over. She is. So I can't be all taken over. And then mind you, I'm balancing her attitude. I know she's the driver. She's the bitch that I'm staying with. This is a delicate situation. So I'm like, why y'all over there sitting all like y'all don't like each other? So I'm over on the other couch with Duck. He's over there, Sean and her. I was like, and Sean is like, oh, she acting like she not feeling me. And I was like, Bray, I know you feeling his fine ass. Pull that dick out, Bray. That's getting immediately sexual. Duck is in my ear saying, oh, shit. This is what it's about to be? Pull that dick out, Bray. She over there. Honey, I get down on my knees and crawl over to that couch and unzip his hands and pull it out and get to wiggling it. Now, bitch, I know you want to get this dick. She get to giggling because the dick was right. Get to giggling. Come on. Play. So they get to playing. So now I'm going to go back over here with Doug and get to playing with this. So we playing. Something weird happens. Something weird happens where I guess they stop. I don't know what happens, but something weird happens over on this couch and I'm not in. And they stop, and then there starts to be this banter that gets like ugly. It gets like weird and ugly. It gets like not like fighting or anything like that, but very bickering. Like, I don't know what happened, but it was like a weird thing. But at the end, she's like, all right, I'm ready to go. Come on. Now, mind you, this is in the middle of this love session that has really just got to popping and got to starting. But she's the ride. And I was like, Bray, girl, what's going on? She was like, come on, I'm ready to go. All this weird ass shit. Now, mind you, her trade knows the tea. So I'm over here with the danger zone, bitch. Yo, Trey know the tea. You can get real cute over there on that couch. I gotta play different games over here on my couch. So it escalates to where they're kind of verbally jarring back and forth. Like, all right, well, you can head out. Like, the tone is ugly. And so Duck is like, damn, what's going on over there? Like, we both like, y'all fucking up the vibe. She takes her ass to the door. And she was like, girl, if you coming with me, I'm leaving now. So unless you want me to leave you, being real shady, unless you want me to leave you, you need to come on right now. First of all, I'm a grown-ass woman. Don't talk to me like that. Sean says, oh, we'll bring her home. I was like, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna go home with her. It's cool, but don't talk to me like that. I'm a grown woman, and we straight. I don't know what's happening, but it is what it is. We go all the way back to Bray's house. Sean, before I walk out the door, Sean asked me for my number, put it in his phone. Sean literally comes back to the apartment, drives to the apartment, and picks me up. We go back to Sean's place. Duck is gone, and it's just me and Sean. Me and Sean have for the gods. Down. Brings me back home. She's evil. This night did not turn out the way it turned out. When I get back home, she's telling Boo about the lateness of the later situation. So I come in and I'm telling Boo about my side of the story. She's over it. So this is what happens within the week before we go to that club the second time. So where we at? All right, 30 minutes. Ooh, perfect time. So we go to the club. We have a great time the first time. In between next time we go to next week, we had that incident with Sean where it set this tone of jealousy. It set this tone of, all right, bitch. It set this weird ass tone with us where now there is my brother calling. It set this tone with us. And when we go to the club the second time, she got something to prove. She got something to prove. She wants to be that girl. She got something to prove. So she got on her. So she don't wear regular clothes. She doesn't even own regular clothes. All her clothes look like she got it from Adam and Eve, Priscilla's in Houston. One of the stores is called Bazaar. Them sex shops. Like all her clothes look like it's stuff. Look like it's stuff like that. So she don't even have regular clothes. But baby, she has on her most sickening, sexy stripper outfit. All she got is clear Cinderella stripper shoes. So she got them on. She coming in the club. So we're headed to the club. So it's just me and her. This bitch, because of the tone that the incident with the boy happened, she done invited Quinn, the 6'5" drag queen girl with the nice body. That's from these people's hood. So she done invited her. So we get to this club. I don't know what was happening this night. I don't know what was happening. But it was way more packed than it was the other night. So we're getting out of Bray's car, and Quinn drove herself. The Frederick, oh baby, you hit it on the head, Brianna. It was Fredericks of Hollywood. That is her tea. Down. That is her. Yes, that. And so she always dressed like that. And so we're about to go to the club. We're in the parking lot, and I'm like, damn, it's packed tonight. Fucking Quinn is already out the car, headed to the lines. Now remember, I told y'all they separate the line by boy and girl. Immediately when Quinn walked up, Quinn got on this gold like little dress, little mini skirt dress, this ponytail on top, this curly. Y'all remember them? Y'all know how old school drag queens, they'll wrap a wig and then connect the other wig to that, and it'll be like 3 different wigs hanging down, but it'd be like curly waterfall hair. Oh my gosh, she got like 3 waterfall wigs, and she like 6 foot tall, and it's like Barbara Eden on fucking I Dream of Jeannie on top of her motherfucking head with a bang, super long, and she already 6'5". I'm just like, oh my God. And so they immediately clock and put her in the boys' line. So think about this: a 6 foot, sickening body, painted down, double, triple stacked wig, drag queen in the boys' line like this, with the other niggas in this packed ass line, getting fanned down with the wand. Luckily, we're driving. We're driving on our own. So I quietly tip over to the fish line. Now, mind you, the people that we have with us is me, Bray. It's just me, Bray, and then there's somebody else that's with Quinn. So I quietly tip over to the fish line, me and Bray. And so I get to the line first. And no tea. Get through. So the girl got her rides again. I'm still nervous because, honey, you don't know when your clocks is gonna come, baby. You don't know. And I'm never a girl to think that I'm 100% that bitch. I get through most of the time, but you never know. This could be the day. They're like, let me see your ID. So I get in. So Bray gets in too. Bray gets through. So Quinn and Bray, all of us get into the club all at one time. I'm dodging. Like y'all don't understand. It's so many people in there. Every time this is me, say this is Quinn, 6'5", ponytail. I can see her. She one of the tallest people in here, so I can see wherever she at in the club. If she come by me, I'm like this. Wherever she try to come by me, I'm not being by her. No, she could wear. I don't care where she at. We not gonna be in this club by each other. Sorry, I'm 5'11". No, I don't care. I don't trust my fish next to you. I want my clocks to be alone. If I get any kind of clocks, I want it to be alone. So I got my red cup. I'm sipping. The party popping. Now, mind you, remember that shit that happened. So Bray got something to prove. So Bray is tipping around this motherfucking club. She is twerking and dancing and just getting into the men. You should have left. No, because I wasn't driving. So Bray is drunk and getting into the men. Like she'd be on this nigga, kissing them, like in the mouth. Like Bray is going far. She got something to prove. She want to prove that she's that girl. So this one dude cute little chocolate boy, for whatever reason, for him and Bray come together, right? They come together and they like, they stay. They stay with each other. Now, she done been dancing and twerking with a lot of niggas, but by the end of the night, this one dude, she is feeling him and he is feeling her. So they in the club, honey, like a Jamaican club. Groins, riding together and twerking and hugging and kissing. Both of them drunk as hell. So I try to put a bug in Bray's ear that, yo, baby girl, like, you know, that's cute to do, but I'm just getting nervous because it's a lot of eyes in this situation, and it only take one to get the rumor started. It only take one. You feel what I'm saying? And so at the end of the night, she's drunk as hell. It's time for us to go. I don't trust her being this drunk and driving. So I get the keys. Now, mind you, I ain't got no license, but I much rather be driving sober than her being drunk. So, but Trade, the little Trade that she been in her face, Trade is like, oh, let me go home with y'all. Let me go home with y'all. And she was like, yeah, come on. Blah, 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 blah. So the way they acting, I'm like, oh, maybe she had slid him the tea or slid, like, let him know or something or whatever, blah, 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 blah. So he get in the car with us and we're headed home. Now, where this club is at, this is like Antoine, if you know Houston, anybody Houston listening, it's like Antoine and Veteran Memorial. No. Tidwell and like Antoine. Like Tidwell and Antoine. And so we live in Greenspoint, like off of Northborough, the hood. Not that is not the hood, but we live in hood Greenpoint, off of Northborough, in between Rankin and Greens Road. So that's about 30 minute, maybe like a 20-minute drive, maybe, because you got to go down West Houston and get on 45 and. Yeah, so it's about a 20-minute little ride. It's not a short little ride. It's a cool little ways. And so we get him in the car. When we get to West Road, there's like when we get to West Road, I look at, now he's in the back, Bray's in the passenger seat, I'm driving. Yes, guns points, baby, yes. What you know about Houston, Coco, all the way in Dubai. So he's in the back seat, Bray's in the passenger, I'm in the driver. So we going, when we get to like West Road, which is maybe like, you know, like halfway point, Bray get to making these weird ass baby noises. Like, and I'm like, bitch, what? What is going on? And she was like, Diamond girl, Diamond. I was like, Bray, what's up? You too drunk. Like, you drunk. Like, bitch, you gotta throw up. Don't throw up in this car, because I don't feel like smelling that shit. What is happening? And she was like, Diamond, I need you to tell him my tea. Bitch. We done got this boy almost home. Like, we at this McDonald's off of fucking Rankin in Rankin and fucking 45. We're almost home. This is like 2 blocks from home. And you want to tell him tea? What if he not down with the tea? And we got to drive him all the way back to where we fucking come from? Like, why would we wait this long? We should have did this shit when we was back by the club. Because we could have, if he wasn't down, we could have let his ass out. Or if he was down, took him home. Like, but we wouldn't have to drive all the way fucking back. You waiting now? This is what's going on in my mind. And I was like, Bray, what? What? And so she was like, girl, please, please, please. I'm like, oh. And I turn around and I say, hey, what's your name again? Let's make up his name. I'm Daryl. He's like, I'm Daryl. And he was like, I was like, so you like my homegirl, right? And he was like, yeah, she beautiful. Da 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 da. I was like, yeah. I was like, you know what's going on with her, right? And he was like, what you mean? And I was like, well, she a special kind of girl. Like she's special. Like she a different kind of girl. You know what I mean? And he was like, what you mean? She's a special kind of girl. Like, like a special kind of girl. So I keep saying special to the point where I'm special, where it dings in his head. Like you can see it ding. But right in this first like 30 seconds, I think that he thinks that I'm fish and I'm telling him that this is a trans woman. And so he was like, oh man, what? He was like, man, why you didn't tell me? And I was like, oh, it's not my place to tell you. And because how I'm responding to him is very in fish ways. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's not my business. That's not me. So he goes into explaining to me why he was in the situation. Once I realize that he thinks that I'm fish, I say, oh, no, baby. We both on that T. Oh, you ain't got to worry about that. Because he said something about, it almost felt like there was a level of shame because I was the fish and she was she was trans. But I wanted to alleviate that. No. I'm one too. So you ain't got to worry about people knowing. If you're not down with it, that's cool. We both trans. It ain't nothing like that. So, and we can just drop you off. Blah, blah. He was like, all right. Oh, I see. All right. That's what's up. Yeah. This ain't my thing. So I was like, all right. So where you want to go? Where you want me to drop you off at? He was like, shit, take me to my my apartments. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, where you stay? He was like, I stay in Trinity Garden. Now, I'm not from Houston. So when he says Trinity Garden, there's nothing to register in my head about Trinity Garden. But every city has a Trinity Garden. So wherever you from, I want you to think about the most hoodest, ratchetest, low-income projects that you have in your apartments, in your city. Put it in the chat box. Let me know what the name of it is. Whatever the most hoodest apartment complex, low income, ratchet, drugs, hood, blah, 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 blah. In Houston, one of those locations, this is a bunch of those locations. In Houston, one of those locations is Trinity Garden. And when he says it, I'm not from Houston. So when he says Trinity Garden, I'm like, I don't know, no fucking Trinity Garden. Okay, cute. So we can take you back to Trinity Garden. So mind you, we are 2 blocks from the house. So I'm pissed because I'm tired and really ready to go home. But boom, we got to take him home. So I'm sitting in the driver's seat, she's sitting in the passenger seat, and he's in the back. And I'm watching him in the rearview mirror, and he is seething. Like I feel like the energy of him in the back of this car, the energy, he is fire hot. I feel the anger on the back of my neck. And it might be because I'm nervous, but I know he's back there angry because I hear him in the back of me. Mm, mm. Because she is just kind of drunk and just kind of making these excuses about not telling him. And then her transness is coming out like, it's like coming out like, but I'm a woman, so I understand why you can't be into me. But mind you, he's not responding to her. Like, she's saying stuff because she's drunk, this tranny shit, quote, typical trans stuff. And she fucking, but he's not responding. He's like, mm-hmm, mm. And I'm fully sober. Fully sober. And he's sober too. Right. And so when we get to Trinity Garden and I see the location, he is trying to direct me inside the complex. My spidey sense, like I said last time, my tranny sense is on. I'm like, nah, baby, we gonna let you out. We're gonna let you out right here. Like, we're not about to go in these apartments because I don't know these apartments. And from the look of them, because I done been in all the hoods not every single one, but I done been in hoods around this country, and I know what hood apartments look like, and this is them. And so I'm not going inside these apartments because I don't know if I'm pretty sure it's a one-way out, one-way in, because that's what all hoods apartments is, because they done chained up the back ones. And no, I'm not going in here because this is feeling uncomfortable. So he was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And we are right there at the gate. Open up the door to the 2-door thing. He gets out on her side. She gets out first because it's a 2-door. Open the thing. He gets out on her side. All of a sudden, when he gets up and stands up, he says, boom, boom, and bashes her 2 times in her face. And she falls down in the crease. I don't know if it's the crease, whatever the part, but when the door is open, the part between the car and the door, that crease, she falls down like boom, and slides down that little part onto the ground. I get out the car because I think he's going to continue to like hit her. So I get out the car because, we about to twirl in. But he doesn't continue to hit her. He hits her those 2 times, kind of like knock her out, and runs into the apartment complex. And he starts yelling, hey, hey, like he making a call to motherfuckers. I said, Bray, get in the motherfucking car. Get in the motherfucking car. She gets in the car. I get in the car. Put the pedal to the motherfucking metal. We got to get the fuck up out of here. But we not going back the same way we came. So, bitch, where does this road go to? Where does you drunk? You need to sober up real quick, bitch. Come on. Let me know, because I don't know Houston. But I got a really, really amazing sense of direction. So instead of going this way that we came, I went the other way, opposite way. But I knew that the street, I would be able to get back to where I would come, where I came from. So we go all the way to I go all the way to basically, it's got to be Veteran Memorial. Like, I ride the streetway all the way to Veteran Memorial, just in case he had motherfuckers that will follow me. He probably assumed that we will go back the same way and go up the 45 way. But I went up Antoine, and Antoine turns into Veteran Memorial, and then we can go. basically it's like a very, very longer. So like going the highway way is like 20 minutes, but this way is like fucking 40 basically. And goes 40. She is over in this passenger seat leaking. Like her motherfucking eye, like he hits her right here, her fucking eye is split. And I think he hit her in her mouth because her fucking teeth, you know how somebody hits you in your mouth and your lips ain't busted, but the inside of your mouth is busted because he done pushed it up against your teeth. So all of this is fucking bleeding. And she's spitting it out on the floor of the passenger seat on her little mats. And I was like, bitch, this is crazy. This is why you don't do this. This is why you have to have a plan. This is not, this is not, I'm never going to tell a bitch don't play the games. Because, honey, you played it. I done played the game. But you got to have a plan where you always got the motherfucking advantage. We didn't have the advantage in this situation. And you done let him, he done sat back. It's different when a motherfucker, it's different if we would have told him at the club, I'm trans, he could have just got out the car and went about his business and blah, 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 blah. Bitch, we got this motherfucker in the car, so he got to sit back in the back and think about it. And plan shit and all this kind of shit. Bitch, you don't ever fucking do that. This is fucking stupid, Bray. This is fucking stupid. So the whole time I'm just lecturing her. This is how fucking stupid. This is the dumbest shit that I have ever experienced with a girl. I feel like Tyra Banks. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Learn something from this. So we get back to the house. She's all busted up. Now, mind you, she got a man. So now we got to go in this house where her man is in there in the bed. Because he got to go to work in the morning. And she done got her wig split. So now she got to explain the splittage of this wiggage. So I let her explain that. That ain't none of my business. But once her trade go to his job in the morning, we get to spill the real tea to Boo. Boo is cracking up. Boo is hollering because she said this is how Bray does. And apparently this isn't the first time that Bray has got popped by the trade. She says that when Bray is trying to pooch and she's in her competitive mode, honey, when she's in her competitive mode, she tries to pooch and try to take it to the limits to try to one up the girls. And every single time, the trade gets her together. And she said this is not the first time that she had got popped, but this is just your time that she had got popped, Miss Diamond. Now you know that Bray gets popped by the trade. So, the moral of this story is don't be like Bray. Have a plan. Have the trade, but have a plan. And so that was my story about getting popped by the trade. Not me, but Bray. And it's right on time at 2 hours. Yay! So at the time, so that's a great question, Yami. So at the time, he wouldn't have, if we would have gotten home at the time that we were supposed to get home, he wouldn't have been there. But because all this time had passed, when we was at the McDonald's, her man wasn't at the house. But by the time we done took him home and all this shit, her man was at the house. Mm-hmm. Yes. So that was my first 2 weeks in Houston. Yeah, that was my first 2 weeks in Houston. What happened to Quinn? Nothing happened to Quinn. Quinn went home. Quinn has her own car. Everybody knew Quinn's tea, so wasn't nobody. Quinn, when we were coming out of the club, honey, Quinn, the trade was in the parking lot calling Quinn by her dead name. Like friendly, not being rude to her. It was rude because she's a trans woman, but they were doing it in a friendly way. Like, what's up, yo? Like, let's say her name is Quentin. What's up, Quentin? I ain't seen you in years. Damn, dog. You done went full woman on me. This is how they was doing. They knew Quinn T, so Quinn wasn't having no business, wasn't getting late. I have a vivid picture of Quinn in my head. I actually can show y'all Quinn. No, I ain't gonna be messy like that. That's like no. Let me not. Mm-mm. Because CJ Jackson, that's because men deal with emotions. There's the myth is that women are more emotional than men, but actually men are just as emotional as women. It's just their emotion is usually shown through anger, spite, and violence. And so when they come into conflict, usually it comes their emotion comes out in anger. And so sometimes hitting and violence is how that happens. Make sure y'all thumbs up. Not all the shenanigans with you just arriving into this. The first 2 weeks, child. The first 2 weeks. I low-key live for Quinn because she served Drax face. I do live. I live for Quinn's body, and Quinn is a sweet person. She's a sweet love person. There's some things about her that are sweet. There was some shadiness. I guess I'll tell. Quinn has 2 adult sons, and she brought them over my house, and there was some drama. And there's Trey, They're grown men, straight boys, but Trey, and she don't want them to be Trey. And so there was a whole situation about her sons that turned real ugly and messy. I think I'll tell y'all. If y'all want to hear that story later on in the week, I'll tell y'all that. But yeah, so she can be messy at times, but overall, she's sweet. Are you still friends with these girls? No, not close friends. So Bray passed away when she was 23. Bray was HIV positive when I met her at 19, and she wasn't taking care of herself. She wasn't on medication. She just wasn't doing what she was supposed to be doing. So she passed away at 23. Yeah, rest in peace. And Bray was sweet too. Bray, she was young, so there's a level of immaturity and insecurity that happened with her, but her heart, who she was on the inside, her heart was she was a good person in general. But yeah. Boo, boo. So the big girl, Boo, who was like pretty 5'6", but like 450 pounds. Boo, because of her weight, there's some, I don't know if it's a type of diabetes, but it's a type of diabetes that where if you get so big, it'll start messing with your eyes and make you go blind. That's the type of diabetes that Boo has. So she is legally blind now. and she actually she got into this situation with her trade, same exact thing. She got in a situation with her trade, and they beat her up and robbed her. Um, but this was like a relationship trade that she was in, so that was wild and crazy. Um, I haven't seen Boo since this time. Me and Boo kind of fell out because she started to get real shady. So I had no connection to her, so I stopped fucking with her. So I stopped fucking with her. Quinn and my best friend Ty Deja, they are really close. They got really close at this time because Deja lived with me and they would come over my house. And so they got really, really close, and they're still really good friends too. So Quinn and Ty is still friends, but me and Quinn is just cool. We're not like we see each other for Thanksgiving because we come together for Thanksgiving and stuff like that. And so she comes over and I see her then. But um but yes, Quinn is cool, good person. Um who else? What other girls that I mentioned? Those are only girls. Yes, that's it. So yeah, Bray has passed away. Me and Boo don't talk at all. Um and I see Quinn over Ty's house when we have our holiday get-togethers. Every time we have a holiday get-together. I think the only one we've missed is this COVID one. So yeah, Quinn. Yeah, that's it. But I stopped trying to be cool with Quinn once we had a little situation with her sons. With her sons, there was an incident where she was lying about her sons. And yeah. But yes, diabetes can be bad. And it can do so much damage. Diabetes and HIV if you're not taking your medication. Did you ever see that trade again, Iron Mike? No, I didn't see that trade ever again. We actually went back to that club. I didn't go with Bray. I didn't go with Bray, but I went back with years later with some fish. I know it was sickening. I wish I had a group of girls. The girls I knew were mean as fuck. I was, Tia, I was forced in that situation. I mean, I didn't have nowhere to go. And so I lived with her for a month. And then in that month I was hoeing. And then because remember I told you I didn't want to fuck with my nigga anymore. So I was just hoeing to get my own apartment. And I ended up getting my own apartment in the apartments that Bray lived in on Northborough. I end up paying my deposit, but because I like spending other people's money, I end up talking back. I end up not rekindling basically with my nigga so he can pay for all my furniture. So instead of me having him pay my rent up for 3 months, I just had him fully furnish my house. Let me worry about the rent. No, not now. I haven't run into him. I haven't talked to him since 2010. What about Sean? Sean, I still fuck with Sean. Sean is still fine. Sean, when I met him, he didn't have body. He was just tall and skinny with a pretty ass face. Now Sean got a body. Sean is body and mug. Sean is fine as fuck. Still fuck with Sean. Yeah, I think Sean is not the only one, but one of like a handful of niggas that I've been fucking with my whole time I lived in Houston. Sean. Still fuck with Sean. He's got better with time, child. He got a bunch of kids though. When I met him, he had no kids. Now he got a bunch of kids. And every time I try to get him to like reintroduce me to Duck. Remember Duck? He would hate. Like he would be like, nah, I know you like that nigga. So he never would try to reconnect me with Duck. So I ain't got to see Duck again. Cause I sure wanted that in my womb. Cause that piece was right. Oh gosh. Everybody had a turn wiggling that dick. She didn't get to have him. Remember they got into it. She didn't get to have him. So, but I'm sure all the girls in the city has. But I don't really ask boys about that history. I just have them. They, you just, honey, you condom them up and get your life. But yes, I definitely still want that piece. Um, oh, I'm talking about the baby mamas. Yes, I think you got like 4 kids now, 3 or 4. He's the baby daddy. All right, Android. Have a wonderful day or night. Mm. But yes, y'all know I don't like it to go too far over 2 hours. If you are a Black trans woman and you are in need of, like if you are in an emergency housing situation, or you might need some groceries or something like that, I have a link in all my videos in the bottom to Black Trans Women's Inc. Go fill out the form, and you will be able to, you know, you will be able to, we might, depending on your situation, we might be able to help you. So go down there, and if you need some kind of assistance, that is where it would be. I am going to be starting, also, like, I have a merch store. I don't really talk about that. I don't be trying to hustle y'all. So it feels like when I'm telling y'all I have stuff going on, it feels weird. Anyway, so I have a merch store where I'm selling merch, and so it will be it's in the bottom. It's in Teespring. So if you like little cute little shirts and shit and mugs and shit like that, it's down in the bottom. Also, I will be starting a kickback. I'm calling it a kickback. I don't want to call it like a support group because it's not a support group. I don't want it to be in that vein or in that vibe, but it's gonna be like a kickback where we go like maybe every week or maybe every 2 weeks, maybe even once a month. It depends on how the vibe goes. Where we all are in like a virtual space where it won't be like this where y'all just can see me. It would be like a Zoom call where we all can just come in and talk about whatever we want to talk about. Get some shit off your chest. Read some stuff, like, take some time to kind of dissect some stuff, and hopefully it opened up great conversations. Not like a therapy session or therapy group, not like that, but just a group where you can come in, and if you have some anxiety, you have some stuff going on, you need some advice, and you want to talk to somebody. I know that sometimes transness can be isolating. Sometimes you can feel isolated. So I want to make a space where you can come to, that even if you're in a rural area of the country and you're in a city that doesn't have like community, or you have a personality that doesn't mix well with people, but you feel like you can come into a space like that where I could create, where we can kick back and chill and shoot the shit, and we can all talk and get some shit off our chest if we need it. So I am going to be starting that probably in June. Yeah, so in about 2 weeks, I'm gonna announce it again. But if y'all are interested, stay tuned. I will be posting that on Marsha's Plate. Marsha's Plate on Facebook, Marsha's Plate on Instagram. All of those links are going to be in the bottom, of course. Yes, so that we can have a space that we can chat, and I can talk back with y'all. And yeah, so like not a support group, but like a kickback where we can chill and you can, build community and talk about stuff that's going on in the world. with your sisters. So yes. What else do I got going on? As far as services and care, because I don't really talk about that stuff. We do have a pantry. If you are in Harris County, in Texas, this is not for people outside of Harris County. This is only for people in Harris County. If you are in Harris County and you know a trans girl that is locked up in Harris County, if she has a non-violent offense, I can get them out of jail. I can bail them out. So contact me, email me at dcollier@blacktranswomen.org. And yeah, we can get them out of jail. I wrote a grant and got funded for my Star Farmers Grace initiative, where if you in there for a nonviolent offense and you can't afford the bail, we can bail you out so you're not sitting up in jail. So if you are in Harris County, that is Harris County, Texas, Houston, Texas. If you are in my city and you know a girl or you are a girl that may get locked up in the future because these motherfuckers is out here to get us. And if it's a non-violent offense, let your sister get you on out. And so contact me. Yes, what else? I'm trying to think of anything else. Yeah, that's about it. Make sure you thumbs up if you enjoy. We do this every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and sometimes throughout the week whenever I feel like getting on, but definitely Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I love y'all. Y'all know I did a new Love Beneath. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Members, thank you. I'm glad that y'all enjoyed the members only video. I'm getting a lot of good feedback from it. So thank you for watching that. That was fun to do. That's going to be another episode of that is going to be coming soon. I do a series in the members only sections of the channel about my escort experiences and stuff like that. I do a whole new series. So if you like the Love Beneath series, it's in that same kind of vein, except it's more sexual and more storytelling, but more sexual and about the business of escorting. It's called The Tricks of the Trade. And so it's about my experience in sex work, and hopefully I have some stuff for y'all because I don't want it just to be me. I want it to be some other people. So yes. So yes, thumbs up. I thank y'all. I love y'all. Thank you, Ravina. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful night. Be good.